bear with me. I'm checking the feed. We get rolling. All right, hey, we out here. Let the spirit flow. Got to get out, man. All right, but anyway. All right, we live. Hey, Shalom. Before I get started with this live camp, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. That's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. All right, so hey, like I said, we let the spirit flow. All right, we're going to talk about in this camp, plain to the holy. Scriptures say that the word, the understanding, the visions, the prophecies are plain to the holy, but a stumbling block to the wicked, man. All right, you can't run away from the charagma. You can't run away from the sea hip, and it seems like a lot of these guys are scrambling. All right, and they're trying to get away from the fact of the question that's been posed to all these guys that are against the true breakdown of what the MARK is. All right, how are we going to buy and sell? All right, whatever philosophy you say, whether it's Christianity, white Jesus, right? The question is how are we going to buy and sell? All right, when they implement this new way of buying and selling, this new currency, which is going to be by the way of the sea hip. Matter of fact, let's get this, okay? Because the Lord said that we were to make these things plain upon tables. Let me make a point real quick. I was looking up that word. Plain, right? Bear with me. All right, this is Habakkuk 2:1, and it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what shall I answer when I am reproved. And the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, answered me and said, write the vision. What is the vision? The prophecies, man. Okay? Write the vision and make it plain upon tables. All right? So we are to make it plain. Make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. So that person may be able to receive of it, receive of the understanding, and go run and tell somebody else. All right? To be able to see it. Right? Because we at the point now, man. You either see it or you don't. Okay? You don't think in the last days before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai comes back and brings the destruction, you don't think that he was going to give the true prophets and the true believers clear understanding? All right? The understanding that we need to receive salvation, to get aboard the chariots? You didn't think that the Lord would make these things clear? Right? Let's get this word for plain. All right? Make it plain upon tables. All right? So that word for plain, it says to make plain, distinct, to make clear, meaning there wouldn't be any gray areas, man. It wouldn't be any confusions. The Lord said, and the scriptures say that the Lord is not the author of confusion. All right? So the understanding would be made clear. It says to make plain, distinct, to make clear, to declare. Letters on the tablet. All right? It says, all right, bear with me. Let me go to the lexicon. All right, it says to explain, to declare, to dig out the sense and set it forth when dug out. All right, so these visions, these prophecies are being made plain unto the believers. All right, the true believers in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the sheep. Okay, they're made clear. All right, so anyway, I just want to make that point. So there wouldn't be any confusion. Right, so finishing it out, let's read it again. Habakkuk 2:2, it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. All right. Verse 3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And see, this is the thing. All right. All these visions, the prophecies of the sea hip, all right, the inevitable World War III, all right, the breakdown of this Babylonian, this American society, all right, famine, Jacob's trouble, martial law, All right, Esau coming down on the sword. All these things have been made plain now. All right, and as brother's been saying, it's really only a matter of time. All right, when the Lord is really going to declare, okay, who the true prophets are. I mean, really, you're seeing that now. All right, but as we get closer and closer to all hell breaking loose, it's going to be made obvious, man. All right, one more time, finishing it out. Habakkuk 2:3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Okay, none of the prophecies are lying. The prophets, the true men of the Lord, the true prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they're not lying. We gave you the whole truth. We gave you the role as we were commanded to do. All right? It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right? So these prophecies are here, as we were talking amongst brothers today. All right? Everything that we've been talking about, everything that our elders and apostles have been declaring through the Holy Spirit, the spirit of prophecy, are coming to pass right now. Right? So really, all you niggas that has established your camp on a faulty foundation, all right? That's why I said yesterday, niggas are scrambling hard right now, man. All right? Jake is coming hard against what? The 12 tribe sign, all right? He's coming against the prophecy of the sea-hip, all right? Niggas are losing it right now, man. But hey, these are the times that were set forth to happen on the earth, really going into that great divide, because ultimately it's the spirit of Yahweh Shai. He said, what? I think not that I come to send peace, but rather division. All right? So this is all the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? Real quick, let me get this too. All right, this is Amos chapter 3. Okay? Amos chapter 3, verse 7, it says, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And everybody's not the true servants and prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's another thing, man. All right? That's why the Lord is making a distinction, pursuing the Malachi 3 and 18, on who's really serving the Most High and who's not. Everybody ain't a man of the Lord. Okay? And that's what's being seen. Just because a nigga got a garment on, all right, he out there with the loud mic bringing out the precepts, right, doesn't necessarily mean that he's a man of the Lord, that he's been called into this thing, right? So the Lord is allowing these things to be manifest right now, man. The Lord said, by their fruits, you should know them, okay? So it's heavy right now, man. You got to watch what the hell you putting out here, man. Because, hey, Yahweh Shai said, what did he say? He said that every man is going to be judged according to his work, all right? And part of your works is what you putting out there to the congregation, man. So if you lying, right, if you done sold out, if you done took the bag, guess what? Hey, the Lord gonna judge you. Nobody, hey, as we said, nobody gets away from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And like the elder apostle Rakah said in his previous lesson, he said you can't really get mad at these guys, all right, because ultimately it was the Lord that blocked them from receiving the vision. All right, everybody wasn't given the gift to see this thing, man. That's why I said, hey, the Most High made this thing plain, all right, to the holy, to the righteous, but a stumbling block unto the wicked. He revealed his secrets unto the prophets, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai didn't want everybody to receive of this thing, man. Everybody wasn't meant to see and to get it. That's the thing, man. You have to have a false prophet. You have to have a 2/3, man. Right? That's the distinction that the Lord is making. Right? Let me get this too. All right? This is this is Sirach 39, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 in the Apocrypha. Verse 24, it says, as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked, man. So what we see right now is the brother in the camp, the brother DeBar said in the camp, this sea-hip is a stumbling block right now, man. Many people are tripping up, falling, being ensnared, being swallowed up by the scriptures. Let me get that too. All right? The bottom line, matter of fact, before I get that, all right, just going back to the point on why Yahweh Shai said what he said. Real quick. Matthew 13, my favorite chapter. Right? One of my favorite chapters. Okay? This is Matthew 13 and 10, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? All right, mysteries, riddles. Okay? Puzzles. The parables. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you, to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given, man. So that's the thing, man. That's the distinction. That's the separation. It was given unto you to know the mysteries of heaven, but unto them it was not given. Right? Unto them, meaning what? 2/3. All right? These false prophets, these hirelings, they ain't got it. Right? Tell us how we gonna buy and sell, all right, with a philosophy, with white Jesus, Christianity. How the fuck do we buy and sell with that? All right? This technology is here in your face. All right? The people want answers. Okay? The people want to know. Right? You got a 5-hour video. Okay? You got a 5-hour video breaking down the MARK, man. That lets you know, hey, niggas is lying, man. 5 hours, though? All right? As plain as this thing is, as plain as the Lord has made it unto us, 5 hours? Come on, man. That's heavy damage control, man. You see? Read it on. Let's read it again, Matthew 13:11. And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. And that's the hidden truths. All right? Everybody wasn't given the vision to see. This thing ain't plain to everybody. All right? It's just plain to the holy, the righteous, but a stumbling block unto the wicked. Verse 12. Whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away, even as he had. And that's going to you guys that fell out of the truth, that ultimately lacked the faith. Right? That talent that was given unto them is going to be given to somebody else. Right? It says, verse 13, Matthew 13:13, therefore speak I to them in parables. All right? The parables are the dark sayings. All right? The hard sayings, the mysteries, man. As it tells you in Sirach, the 39th chapter. Right? He that have the understanding is going to be conversed in the dark parables. All right? The dark sayings. Okay? Because, hey, like Elder Manatazabba said earlier in his lesson, it's not about the precept. It's about if the Holy Spirit is working with you, man. Right? You could bring out 1,000 precepts, but if you ain't got the Spirit supping with you, then you are of no use. A lot of these guys really don't have the inspiration. All right? And that inspiration is ultimately the breath. This is how you're able to function in the Spirit, man. This is how you're able to sup with Yahushua, man. Yahushua has to truly be supping with you in the Spirit for you to truly break these scriptures down plainly and correctly, man. All right, going back to, was it 2 Timothy? Rightly dividing the word of truth. And when you go into that word rightly dividing, it means to teach the truth correctly and directly when you look it up. Right? And there's guys out here that's not doing that. Right? It says, Matthew 13:13, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see and not. Right? And that's heavy, man. Hey, when I first heard the elders and apostles say, look, the reason why guys can't receive this thing is the Lord literally has angels blocking them in the spirit to not receive this thing. King David prayed to the Lord that the wicked of our people receive not the understanding of the scriptures. Man, let's get that before I read on. This is why guys can't get it. Guys can't see it. They don't agree. I'm going to have to agree to disagree. All that madness. Right? 5-hour breakdowns, man. The semantics. Now, hey, because you can't tell the congregation how we gonna buy and sell, now you want to come with the smear campaign, with the slander, right? When all else fails, all right, you gotta go to the shame tactics, to the bullshit, because you ain't got an argument, man. You ain't got the truth. That's just what it is. Just admit that you was wrong, right? Real quick. Make a quick point. All right. Before I go back. A lot of goofy shit going on, man. A lot of bug outs, a lot of pride. That's another thing, man. Pride is swallowing up a lot of individuals right now, man. People are being consumed in pride, right? And the scriptures say what? Pride goeth before destruction, right? A lot of guys are going to suffer shameful deaths, right? The Lord's going to really get at a lot of these individuals out here that call themselves prophets and teachers, right? You niggas that took the bag, you done sold out. Your congregation is compromised, right? Because it's to the point, man, where if you coming against the Charagma right now, it's like, look, man, it's obvious, and the Lord really got you blinded, or you didn't took that bag, man, right? But anyway, let me stop talking. Let me get back to the scriptures. All right, this is Isaiah 8 and 13, and it reads, it says, sanctify the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread, right? And these guys really don't fear the Lord, all right? Verse 14, and he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense, to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, man. And Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So Yahweh Shai, as the scripture says, Yahweh Shai would be a stumbling block, a snare, all right, to the inhabitants of Israel, and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, right? All of Israel, they were not going to get it, all right? Verse 15. And many among them, Salakia, and many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken, man. And that's what's going on right now. Guys are fumbling and stumbling, being snared and taken right now, man. And you see that the Spirit ain't really working with them. They don't really have the truth, right? What we see is many guys out here erring, not knowing the scriptures, man. All right? Reading on. Bind up my testimony, seal the law among my disciples, the elect, right? Let me get one more before I go back to that Matthew 13, right? One more. Okay? We're just letting the Spirit flow. Okay? It's all the Spirit. All right, what's that in 1 Peter? Bear with me, because we're talking about Yahweh Shai ultimately being that stone of stumbling. All right? 1 Peter 2 and 8, and it reads. Matter of fact, we'll read up. Ooh, yeah. I gotta read up. All right, so 1 Peter 2 and 5 on down. 1 Peter 2 and 5, it says, ye are lively stones, all right? And that's the elect. That's the true prophets, man. We represent the lively stones, all right? Ye are lively stones, are built up a spiritual house, all right? The spiritual temple, okay? The house of David, the elect, the body of the elect. It says you are lively stones, built up a spiritual house, and holy precept to offer up spiritual sacrifices, which is part of the spiritual sacrifices, doing the work. Okay? It says, acceptable to God by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Verse 6, 1 Peter 2 and 6, wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. All right, so the elect are not going to be confounded. All right, the true prophets are not going to be confounded. All right, unto you therefore which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed. All right, and who were the ones that were disobedient? Going back to those wicked scribes and Pharisees, right? Those wicked Jews of the circumcision, right? Just as we see now. Scripture say nothing new under the sun, right? There's nothing new under the sun. It says the same is made the head of the corner, all right? Because Yahweh Shai ultimately is the foundation, right? Verse 8, my point, it says, in a stone of stumbling, in a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word. You see? Even to them that stumble at the word, man. The disobedient. All right? These wicked niggas in the circumcision, man. They stumble at the word, man. right? It says being disobedient, man. Hey, a lot of pride, like we said, a lot of pride and arrogancy. Jake don't want to admit that he's wrong. Now you telling the congregation that everybody learn from you. Man, this is just a lot of bullshit going on, man. But hey, as the scriptures tell us in Titus, all right, whose mouths must be stopped, okay? It says, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. So ultimately here, right, the Lord has individuals that were set up in that lot, okay? They were set up to not receive it. They were set up to be that false prophet, okay? Like I said, whereunto also they were appointed, all right? So they were ultimately rejected, right? So let's go back. Is the point. So back, finishing it out in Matthew 13, all right? Nobody wants to touch on the buying and selling aspect, right? What is it? Is it the technology? What is it, man? Make it plain, make it clear, right? What is going to go inside you, right? Because it said the M-A-R-K was going to go in, right? So what's going to go inside you? What's going to cause you to not be able to buy and sell unless you have, all right, this C-hep, this mark, right? So going back, Matthew 13, I want to finish it out, okay? Hey, Shalom, all right? Matthew 13, and where we stop at? Matthew 13 and verse 13, it says, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing, see not. And hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. See? And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and not perceive. You see that? A lot of Jakes can't perceive. They can't get it, man. Okay? Verse 15, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed. And the Lord did this. All right? This is the doing of the Lord. Okay? The reason why you have the ability to understand in the first place is because of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It wasn't because of you, right? It was because the Lord opened your mind to receive it, right? It says, in their ears of dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, their mind, and should be converted, and I should heal them. And I should heal them, right? And like I said before, right now is definitely not the time to be ignorant, man. To be foolish. This ain't the time, man. Okay? Everything's on the line right now, man. Life and death. Right? You either get it or you don't. Right? It says, read it on. Matthew 13 and 16, but blessed are your eyes. Right? Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears for they hear. It's a blessing. You got to count it a blessing that you can receive it. The Lord said, blessed is he that readeth, Revelation 1 and 3, to understand this thing accurately. All right? To receive it plainly, make it plain upon tables. This thing has been explained plainly, and the elect are receiving it. That's it. It says, verse 17, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them. And that's why, a prime example, that's why you have certain men, certain scholars, so-called Bible scholars, that try to tell you that Babylon the Great is the Roman Catholic Church, right? That the RFID C-hip is not the Quran, it's this, that. You know, many righteous men and prophets have desired to see those things, to have the understanding, right? But they weren't able to see. That's why I said, you got to count it. Hey, you can't take this thing lightly, all right? You can't take this thing for granted that you have the ability to see, right? This is a heavy time. We at the end. Okay? So anyway, that was it. So anyway, so let's jump up. Like we said, we just rolling in the spirit. So let's go to Revelation chapter 13. All right. Revelation chapter 13, and we'll start at Salakia. Let's start at, my page is ripped out. So let's start at verse 1. And we'll read on down to the point. All right. So anyway, this is Revelation chapter 13. Real quick. Let me get it on my phone too. All right. Shalaki, bear with me 1 second. All right. So this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1, and it reads. All right. It says, and I stood, Revelation 13 and 1, it says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. All right. And that beast going into what? America, NATO, and the EU. Okay. And when you look up this word beast, all right, let's pull it up. Because this beast is actually talking about a nation of people, man. Right? Bear with me. All right, this word beast. And this is what John the Revelator saw. Because we understand that the beast represent, the heathen nations. Pursuant to Daniel, the 7th chapter. All right? Real quick, beast. Okay? It says beast, for the word beast, it says an animal, a wild beast. Metaphorically, a brutal, bestial man, savage, ferocious, a venomous beast, all right? And this is all going back to Esau, the Edomites, all right? His power structure, okay? The Edomite hegemony that's devouring the earth, all right? This is the beast that's in power. Matter of fact, let me add on to that. That made me think about the one in, was it Psalm 37? Right? Let me get that real quick before I go back. I'm going to read it again. Because it also says something similar. Right? Bear with me, Salakia. Yeah, Psalms 37, right? And it's, oh, yeah, here we go. All right, just want to add on real quick. I'm going to look this word up too. Right? So this is Psalms 37 and verse 35, and it reads, Psalms 37 and 35, it says, I have seen the wicked in great power. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. So when you look up what a green bay tree is, it's a big ass tree, man. It's huge. And this is tied to how Esau has spread himself throughout the world, man. He's known in the scriptures as the border of wickedness, man. All right? So this man's branches, he's all over the earth. Job 9 and 24. The earth that's been given into the hand of the wicked. All right? Tying it back to the beast. Right? But real quick, I just want to make a point based off that definition before I go back. That definition of great power. I have seen the wicked in great power. Right? I just want to pull this out. All right, bear with me. That's Psalms 37 and 35. Right? Hold on, my phone moving a little slow. Bear with me. Psalms 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power. So let's look this word up for great power real quick. Okay? That word for great power, all right? It says awe-inspiring, terror-striking, awesome, terrifying, ruthless, mighty. It says terrible one, oppressor, right? Terrible one, oppressor, mighty power, right? Oh, here we go. It says fearful, i.e. powerful, tyrannical, mighty oppressor in great power, strong, terrible, and violent, all right? Pursuant of Psalms 140. All right, keep me from the wicked and violent man. Okay, so this is him. All right, going back to that beast. So let's go back real quick. All right, just wanted to make that point. All right, so back in Revelation 13, and it reads, Revelation 13:1, it says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having, matter of fact, let me get my page rip, Salaki. Let me go into my phone. All right. Let's read on. That was Revelation 13:2. Yep. Let's read it again. Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sea, the sand of the sea, and saw the beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the blasphemy, the heads of blasphemy. All right, and through this Roman Empire system, right, which is being exercised through America today, all right, this beast pushes nothing but blasphemy. All right, everything in this society is against, all right, the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And right now we're in a time where this man is pushing his technology, his science over God. We don't need God anymore. All right, science, this technology that he possesses, has surpassed the Most High. All right, it says, verse 2, and the beast which I saw was likened unto a leopard. All right, and that leopard going back to the Greeks. All right, and it says in his feet as the feet of a bear, and the bear represents the Russians. All right, because first and foremost, Russia is not part of the beast. All right, and the Lord is going to use Gog and Magog, the Medes, which are all tied to the Russians, to take down this system. All right, because as we know, the feet, okay, is the end of the body, and he's going to use the Russians, all right, to take down this beast. Okay, so let's read it again. And the beast I saw was like unto a leopard, going back to the Greeks, because that third beast, all right, linking it up with First Maccabees, was the beginning of, the Edomite power structure. When it tells you when Alexander died, right? He set up the 4 generals, all right, Cassander, Lacemeicus, Ptolemy, and Seleucid, and it said that evils were multiplied in the earth, all right, at that time. You see? So it says, in the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, in his feet were as the feet of a bear, right? The Russians, and his mouth as a lion, going back to, I believe it's England, right? It says, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So at that time, all right, from the establishment of the Greek Empire moving into the Romans, that fourth beast, right, that's when Esau, all right, that Roman Empire really, set his authority in the earth, because they were known, pursuing to Daniel 7, they were a great and terrible power. Matter of fact, let me get that. Okay. Daniel 7, and I started at 6 because it talked about the leopard. We'll start there. Daniel 7:6. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon his back 4 wings. The 4 wings represent the 4 generals. All right. The leopard going back to the Greeks, starting with Alexander the Greek. Okay. And he was tied to that leopard because he conquered the known world at that time. I believe it was under 12 years. That was very fast, right? And he was known for wearing a leopard, what you call it, like a leopard hat, so to speak. But he conquered the world at that time very quickly, right? When you look into the characteristics of a leopard, man, right? So it says after this, and this is the beginning. This is that third beast here. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon his back 4 wings, the 4 generals, all right, that took the steed of Alexander the Great when he died. All right, he parted his kingdom amongst those 4 generals, and where it said that evils were multiplied in the earth. It says, upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl, the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. Going back to those 4 generals again. All right. Verse 7. It says, and after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, the 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, which was the Roman Empire. And it had great iron teeth. That great iron teeth represents his power. Okay? It had great, and they were known for the use of iron. Their military, basically, they mastered the iron, the weaponry, the techniques of the other armies of the other nations. Right? The Romans were a terrible power. They were a force to reckon with at that time. All right? They were known for their use of iron. Right? It says, behold, the 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. It had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. All right? Because the Roman armies, they conquered the known world at that time. And at this point of this 4th beast, the Roman Empire, as we read in Revelation 13, this is when the Romans really, this is when Esau, the Romans, really established their power in the earth. It was really it was really established. It was firm. Okay? It says, and it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue, with the feet of it. All right? Because hey, once the Romans conquered those particular nations, they assimilated those nations into them. And they became they became tributaries unto them. All right? And also when that happens, that's how you become a great power, when you have, those nations becoming tributary unto you. Right? But it says, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. All right, going back to the fact that you can read about it in I'll get the precept in a second, but it was diverse because they had a voting system compared to the other beasts. They had which was called they had the king, and then when the king was deceased, his son was the heir to the throne, right? But this beast, all right, this 4th beast, the Roman Empire, they had a voting system. They had a senate, right? They voted their leaders into power. That's what made them diverse from all the other beasts, right? Real quick, let me make that point. That's in Maccabees, right? That's in 1 Maccabees 8. Let me get that real quick, because it speaks on that. That's 1 Maccabees 8. I'll read verse 1 and jump to 13. 1 Maccabees 8 and 1, it says, now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, right? And such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of enmity with all that came unto them, right? Because they had tributaries, man. Jumping up to verse 13, all right? And this is like the reputation of Rome's power. Verse 13, just to make the point, 1 Maccabees 8 and 13, it says, also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reign, and whom again they displace. Finally, that they were greatly exalted. Yet for all of this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sit in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end that they might be well ordered. Right, so they had the Senate, they had a Congress. Same thing today. All right, and that shows you that once again, all right, America is an extension of the Roman Empire, man. All right, that's that image. All right, that same system, the philosophies, the mindset on how they conduct it, it's the same thing. The same practices. This is Rome 2.0. Verse 16, and they committed their government to one man every year, right? Just like how you vote in the president. He's the power over the U.S. What you vote every what 4 years or whatever? Same thing. Read it again. It says, and they committed their government to one man every year and ruled over all their country. And that all were obedient to that one. And there was neither envy nor emulation among them. All right, so it's the same practices. That's what made them diverse from all the other beasts. That's why I just wanted to make that point there. So anyway, let's go back. Okay, that was it, right? So yeah. So let's go back to Romans 13. All right, Salakia, hold on one second. All right, Romans 13. Oh, I gotta get it in my phones. Right. Let's go back to the phone, because that page is ripped out. All right, let me pull it back up real fast. Hold my place. So back in Romans 13, where we stop at, verse 2. All right. Yeah, so back in Revelation 13, Salakia, Revelation 13 and verse 3. It says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. All right, and see, that wound was healed now, because now we see, as we said, America, okay, NATO and the EU representing that beast, representing that reincarnation of the Roman Empire. All right, the Edomite hegemony. Okay, it says, verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? Because as we read in Daniel 7 and was it Daniel 6 and Daniel 7 and 6 and 7, going back to that fourth beast, that Roman Empire was a great and exceeding terrible power. All right, and at that time, no one could make war with the beast, and it was like that for America too. All right, it was a period of time due to what America's scientific advancements and technology, the ability to drop those bombs and whatnot, you know, having a great military, nobody could make war with America neither. Right? Just the parallels and the similarities there, you know. But it says, verse 5, Revelation 13 and 5, it says, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. All right, so this was a period of time, okay, where Esau was going to exercise his power and authority. All right, and through his one point to make, okay, through his media as well. All right, this is how he's able to speak those blasphemies. You know, he's able to put them spells and those witchcraft and that witchcraft and sorcery upon the people. All right, speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Right, verse 6, it says, and he opened his mouth, and blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And that's happening now, man. All right, he blasphemed, hey, through his what's it called, the his iconoclasm, man, going back to the Renaissance period, where he literally covered the faces of the judges thereof, man. All right, he put himself up as God. He said that the Most High was a cracker, right? That the Son of God was an Edomite, right? He whitewashed the images of the angels, the prophets, the Lord's people, right? He told you that God, his son, and his people were Edomites, okay? He pushed that false imagery across the world, right? That's all part of his blasphemies, right? It said, and he opened his mouth, to blasphemy, right? His name, his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. Yeah, the angels too, right? It says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. And that's what happened according to the times of America, man. We were conquered. We were brought over here. All 12 tribes were brought over here to serve hardcore captivity. All right? Slavery. Okay? Slavery here in America. Reading on, it says, read it again, Revelation 13:7. And power was given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations, because America is also regarded as the chief of nations. All right, so all nations get their influence from America. Right, the idolatry, the sorcery, the witchcraft. All right, all things that are in rebellion against the Most High, the philosophies, the wicked wines. Right. It says, verse 8, Revelation 13:8, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. And that's going to happen now. That's the time we're in now. Right? Let's read it again. It says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Who's him? Esau. All right? So-called white man, going back to the elites. Okay? These people are going to willingly bow down to the beast, to this system, man. All right? They're going to willingly come partake in the system. They're going to take that device that goes under the skin. All right? The micro C-hip, the charagma. All right? They're going to worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So that's what? 2/3 of our own people, these heathen nations and these Edomites, right? It says whose names were not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world, right? Verse 9, it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And who are the saints? All right, the Israelites. Psalms 50:5. Those who have made a covenant by sacrifice. The Israelites are the saints, and this is what we're waiting for. Okay, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Right? That's the balance. Right? That's the vengeance of the Lord. In actuality, that's the true reparations. That's what we waiting on. That's what we waiting on, man. All right, the hell with some 40 acres and a mule, man. All right, some damn FRNs, man. All right, the vengeance, the true reparations is gonna come back in blood. All right, recompense, payback. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Let me add on to that. This is what we waiting on, man. All right? That's in the book of Jeremiah. Let me add on to that. Bear with me. Right? This is Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 30. Quick precept to Revelation 13:10. Jeremiah 30. In verse 16. And it reads, it says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. All right, were we not swallowed up and devoured by the nations? Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. And all thy adversaries, your enemies, all right, because, hey, Jake, you got enemies, man. All right, which are the nations. And all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. Right? All these heathen nations are going to be under the subjection of the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. All right? We're going to rule over them. Yahweh Shai said that, Revelation 2:25-26. He that overcometh, the Lord said he was going to give them power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. and all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. You see that? So that's the payback, man. Right? The Lord is going to allow us to have vengeance against all those who fought against Jerusalem. Right? Going back, Revelation 13 and 11. And it reads, right? Revelation 13 and 11, it says, and I beheld another beast, coming up out of the earth, and it had two horns like a lamb, right? Because going back to the, the Flavians and the patricians, all right? Esau plays both sides. It's the same thing in Rome. Just like how you have today, you have the Republicans and the Democrats, all right? They're both two wings of the same bird, all right? Like the brother said, man, all right? Esau is playing both sides of the coin, okay? It says, read it again, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, all right? Because what's heavy, the lamb is symbolic to what? To salvation, all right? And how he's going to use in this time, he's going to use this technology, this device, all right, as this being the way. This is what you need. This is how we're going to advance in society, right? This is what the future beholds, right? But it says he had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon, because now we're going to really see the horns in this devil, man. Right? Once they really shut this shit down and they get rid of the money and they lock this thing down and they bring forth another plague, you're going to see those draconian measures come out. Right? You thought the first lockdown was bad, right? Wait till this next one comes. All right? Which they already got a new variant, a new disease. All right? They already got it in the workings, man. Right? So we're going to really see that draconian, we're really going to see the horns of this goddamn devil soon to come. Right? It says, verse 12, it says, Revelation 13:12, it says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast, which is what? The Roman Empire. He exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. All right? That Greco-Roman system. All right? The Greco-Roman the Greco-Roman system, man. Right? It says, and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Okay? So that Roman Empire system, man. All right? Going back to the time of what? The Renaissance period. All right? When Satan was loosed for that little season. And what did say Satan was going to do? He was going to go out and deceive the nations into that war of Armageddon, man, to that final war, which we in there right now. The Lord raised up Gog and Magog, that region of Russia, which is going to come against this beast. Everything is happening. Okay? You see that Russia is about to clash with NATO. That's what this whole war in Ukraine was about, man. NATO was expanding their army and their nuclear systems in Russia's territory. Right? So now we're seeing that clash. 500,000 troops mounted up. All right? To go to war in I forgot how you pronounce it. It's the country that starts with a K. That's out there in Ukraine or whatnot. All right? But it's all happening. It says, Revelation 13:13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven, which is what? His nuclear technology, which is part of his sword, his blessing. All right? Going back to the atomic bomb. Okay? He was able to make fire come down from heaven. Okay? And he has the ability to do that now also through those satellites. Right? We find out that they're equipped with laser technology and shit. You know? So that's part of his blessing. He was able to make fire come down from heaven. And he doeth great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. All right? His nuclear technology. Verse 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth. All right. And how is he deceiving the people on the earth now? All right. Through his wines, his philosophies, his media. Right. He's able to cast spells. He's able to push his witchcraft and sorcery, pursuing to Isaiah 47. Right. And he deceived them, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. All right. His technology, his lying wonders. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, all right, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. All right? Revelation 13 and 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of this, that they should make an image of the beast, which is what? That Roman Empire system, all right? The philosophies, the ways of that beast, which are being exercised through America now, all right? And now they're pushing this new system, all right, which is going to go by the way of what? This technocracy, man. Everything is digital. You're going to be tied to the cloud, you know? All forms of this technology is going to be put inside you, right? So we're leading into that new way now. But it says, read it again, it says, and he deceiveth them that dwelleth on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So now that same power of that former beast, that Roman Empire system, now has been reincarnated, all right, through America, all right, NATO and the EU, this beast system, this Edomite hegemony, all right, the wound that was healed, okay? It says, verse 15, Revelation 13, all right? Revelation 13, the water. Yeah, there you go. How you say it? Kaivid? The water though, that's the name of it, right? Revelation 13 and 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, all right, which is that Roman Empire system, all right, going back to, what was it called? It was called the, Salakia. It was called the Council of Rome, right? Which was established in 1958, 1957? Correct me if I'm wrong. You brothers know. 1958, 1957, 57. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, right? And how is it speaking? Through America, man, right? It says, Salakia, it says, let's read that again, Salakia. Right? Let's read that again. Revelation 13 and 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right? So like we said, it's speaking through America by the way of its policies, its legislation. All right? It calls that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's the time we're coming into. Because if you're not a part, if you don't partake in the system, which we're gonna read further on, because the brother was breaking it down to me last night, right? If you don't have the ability to buy and sell, if you don't partake in this new way of buying and selling, you're gonna be ostracized. You're gonna be cast out, man. Right? Like he was saying, the brother was breaking it down beautifully. Every economy has a way of buying and selling, right? So if you don't partake in that, right, you're gonna be outed, right? It says, "It caused that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." So that's his system, man, right? If If you don't partake in the system, you're going to be cast out, man. That's the time we coming in. Money is obsolete. Paper dollars are going away, man. This technology that's being implemented right now is a vital part of prophecy that cannot be ignored. You can't run away from it. You got to deal with it, Jake. What is it? Reading on. And he calls it all, right? That word calls it goes back to what? To constitute, to make law and decree. That's the time we in. That's prophecy. He's going to cause all, everybody. Going back to Revelation, the 3rd chapter. That's the hour of temptation, which is going to try the world. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a M-A-R-K, which is the charagma. So he's going to cause everybody to receive it. Okay? And that's his way of what? Branding you, man. By the way of that technology, now you are in the ownership of the elite. Okay? And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a M-A-R-K in their right hand. And another way through that branding, all right, through that charagma, is another way he's going to categorize everybody. You know, because as we've been seeing through the CBDC, the central bank digital currency, right, the elite are going to have the power to monitor every goddamn thing. All right? They're going to be able to monitor your spirit, your mind, your finances, what you can do, what you can't do, how much you can purchase, what you can purchase. Everything is going to be monitored and controlled, right? This is what it's about, okay? This is their enterprise right here, man. All right? The fullness of its sufficiency, right? And bond, to receive an M-A-R-K in their right hand or in their foreheads, all right? So you're going to receive of this charagma in your right hand or in your forehead, right? So what is that? Okay? How am I going to receive Christianity inside of my right hand or in my forehead? All right? How is white Jesus in my right hand or in my forehead, man? A philosophy, whatever you niggas say. Right? What is it? You got to give a clear distinction. You got to make it plain, as we read earlier. Right? In their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. Right? That's the kicker. That no man might buy or sell. All right? That's commerce. That's transactions. Okay? Purchases. Okay? What's going to prevent you from buying and selling? You got to explain that. That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the M-A-R-K. So you're not going to be able to participate in buying and selling, commerce, trading. All right? None of that. Unless you got the M-A-R-K, the Quran. All right? Plain to the holy, to the righteous, but a stumbling block unto the wicked. Okay? That's this man's digital device, the Siha. All right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right? Reading again, Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save it he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, which is all in the same, man. Going back to also what, the barcode, 666. It's all tied to this thing, man. All in one. Or the name of the beast or the number of his name, because the end goal of the elite, through this modern day branding system, all right, by putting this device in you, this is how he's going to defile you. This is how he's going to put this idol, his name, on you. You won't belong to him. All right? Branding is part of what? Identification. Right? This is how he's going to categorize. Right? It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. So you got to have the understanding. This is what John the Revelator was explaining. All right? You got to have the wisdom to figure it out. Matter of fact, quick precept. Because what? This is a mystery here. This is a stumbling block. Not everybody can see it. Real quick. He said, here is wisdom. I got to add a precept on that. All right? Proverbs 8 and 12. Here is wisdom. Proverbs 8 and 12. And it reads, Proverbs chapter 8, verse 12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions, man. So you gotta have the wisdom, all right, to see, you know, this witty invention, so to speak. All right, because in reality, Apostle John the Revelator, all right, he saw this technology being implemented, man, by the way of what this man's medical system, man. Okay, this idol being pushed. He saw that. But you got to have the wisdom to understand and receive it. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Right? Who's the man? Esau, the man of sin. Okay? Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of men, and the number is 666, going back to Chi Psi Stigma, man. Right? Breaking it down as I went into the lesson yesterday. Right? This man is trying to X out Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and as we read in 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter, he set himself up as God. And how he's doing that is through his technology, man. All right? He's Xing out the Lord, the law, such commandments, the ways of the Most High, and he's pushing forth his science, his technology that see him, that new idol. Okay? He's going to put the idol inside men. All right? So instead of bowing down to that idol, the idol is going to be in you. All right? And when that idol is in you, you become a part of this man's system, part of his image, man. Right? Read it again. Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. All right, that's clear. And his number is 666. Chi Psi Stigma. All right. So we see, as I was saying, all right, so this financial system, which is an anti-Messiah system, this is what he's pushing to replace the Most High. All right, this is the new idol. Okay, this is how he's going to rule over humanity. Right, he's going to be God over you. Right, as we said, you know, just reading some stuff real quick, some more information. All right, because that X, that uppercase X, is used to symbolize to X out the Messiah. He's going to cut out the Messiah, and he's doing that right now, as we've been hearing on these platforms with Yuval Noah Harari, that devil Klaus Schwab, right? They've been openly boasting about, look, we have the technology now to surpass God. We don't need him anymore. You don't need to wait for the second coming of Yahweh Shai or the Messiah, right? This is what they're openly telling you right now, right? It says, there's another point I wanted to make. Salakia, I have some stuff written down. Right? Yeah, going back to the stigma, right? Which goes back to the ancient times of branding people. All right, the breaching under the skin, a puncture under the skin, the mark, a mark, right? It says, which would be that charagma, man, which is a sign, which ultimately is a sign of ownership. All right, you're going to be a slave under him, right? So if you take this thing, like the elder apostle Aramda says yesterday, if you take this thing, you have given up your rights, right? Now you don't belong to the Lord anymore. Now you are under the power of the devil, all right? So that's pretty much the point, man, right? You either got the eyes to see it or you don't, okay? How are we going to buy and sell? What's your answer for that? You know? So yeah, that's pretty much the point, man. You know, hey, blessed are ye that have eyes to see and ears to hear, man. All right, we at the end of this thing. All right, the Lord has made it plain unto the true believers. All right, the ones that have the eye salve that can see the visions, the prophecies, right? And we're one step closer of getting the hell out of here, man. You know? So, man, hey, I pray that this lesson was edifying this camp. You know, just wanted to bring it out, Let the spirit flow. All right? Hey, a stumbling block, playing to the holy, the righteous, but a stumbling block into the wicked. All right? So I pray this camp was edifying. We give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A double salutation to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. Is pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Hey, shalom to you brothers and all you sincere believers out there. Hey, shalom.